Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Alyssa. I'm 33 years old, and I am currently on a journey to invest as much as possible this year. And I'm using YNAB to help me do that. And if you are not new here, you might notice a little change in my paycheck. So, this is just my paycheck, it's not extra income. I used to get paid $14.50 a week, and I got a raise. $100 a week raise. So now I make $15.50 a week, which I'm super happy about. It was a little over a $5,000 a year raise, and that worked out to be almost a 7% raise. So I am now officially making over $80,000 from my job. So I am like super stoked about that. I never thought I would get even to 70,000 like 4 years ago. I've been working for this job for 9 years, which, like, I don't know, I guess that's kind of crazy. Like, I could definitely make more job hopping around, but I love my boss. I love my work-life balance. The job is tolerable. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I do enjoy it. It's not life changing or anything, but yeah, like it's tolerable, and I feel like I'm paid fairly, and I have amazing job security, and they increase my pay when I ask. And so, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, yes, I could make more and job hop around, but how often would all of those things line up? Like loving your boss, having work-life balance, feeling like you're valued and paid fairly, and yeah, everything I just mentioned. Like, it's basically the only quote unquote problem is just my pay. Like, yes, I could make more, but also $80,000 is like, that's amazing. Like 4 years ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was making in the $50,000 range. And so now I'm here. But yeah, so I'm super excited to make over $80,000 a year now. So yeah, I'm just super stoked to hit this milestone. And I think, in the next few years, hopefully I can hit that 6-figure a year mark. That would be really sweet, but I'm really stoked about this number. So let's go ahead and get into my budget. So I'm currently in Bend, Oregon. My brother lives out here, and I visit him once a year. And right now he's actually not here. He's actually in Hawaii. He's going to be there for the next like 9 days, and I'm here to dog sit his cute little dog. So I have been here since April 3rd, and I leave on the 30th. So I'm here all month, and I did not do a budget with me last week just because, vacation mode, and like there wasn't that much to show. Like, I can show you now under recent moves. So last week I put $300 towards my next month fund, $350 towards quarterly taxes, finished out my car fund that I put $200 a month towards. So I put $100 towards that, and then $800 towards my retirement. It would have been like a 5-second video because I didn't really have much to say, and I was busy hanging out with my brother. So I have a lot more to talk about this week, especially if you're curious about the title. So I will get to that in a moment, but let's go ahead and just talk about it as I budget out. So we will go ahead and put $300 towards replenishing my next month fund. And then I always put $350 a week towards my taxes right now because I pay quarterly taxes as a self-employed person. And I have a $4,000 payment coming out on Monday for my first quarter payment. And that payment, I will hopefully be actually going down with this raise, and I will talk about that in a second. But yeah, that's basically all I need to budget out because the only thing I'm saving for in my banana stand currently is my car fund. So I already did the $200 towards that. And so I will leave that for now. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the rest of this into my investments. And then let's talk about, well, let's see here. Okay, I'm 61% funded towards my $30,000 goal this year. So I have funded $18,450 and I have $11,550 to go to reach that goal. Super happy about that. Okay, so let's talk about my travel. So this is where I'm spending all of my money, well, the majority of my money this month. Like obviously bills that come out are going to come out from their normal spots down there, but everything that I'm spending while I'm in Oregon is coming out of this travel category. So I started this month with $900 in this category, and as you can see, I'm already down $532, and it's like not even halfway through April yet. But I am not too worried about it because, like I said, my brother is gone for the next like 9 days, and I stocked up today on some groceries from Trader Joe's to get me through even a little bit past when he's back, I think, hopefully. So yeah, some of this was groceries when I first got here and then today. And then also a $35 baggage fee when I first was flying out here. And also $100 of this is for a hotel room that we booked on the coast. So when my brother comes back from Hawaii, we're going to drive out to the coast for the last weekend that I'm here. And we're going to stay at a hotel for the night. So those two things kind of ate into this a little bit, but I'm not going to be spending too much while my brother is gone. I'm not a super like go out by myself person. I'm more of like a just hike by myself person and see all the free stuff and not necessarily like go out to bars or restaurants or anything by myself. So yeah, like it's just not as fun alone. And I'm also like super shy and introverted to go out and try to meet people. So I will be kind of a homebody for the next 10 days, but I'm actually so looking forward to that. I get to hike in beautiful nature and hang out with my brother's adorable dog and work from home while I'm here. I'm not taking any vacation days, so very blessed that I get to do that and work from Oregon for the month. So yeah, not gonna go too much into this stuff. It's basically all bars and food and alcohol. We like to go out to breweries and eat while I'm here. So yeah. So I'm a little like maybe slightly over budget so far, but yeah. If I do end up going way over what I plan to spend here, that $900 total, I can always pull from my other fun money categories, or I also have my $750 down here that I specifically have saved for travel and future vacations. So ideally, I wouldn't touch this, but like that's what I did save it for. So I will dig into that if I need to and replenish it later. That is totally fine. So let's talk about the title of this video. So I am still going to be saving for investments, but the thing is this $900, I'm not actually going to be investing it because right now, all that I have to invest in for tax advantage space is my SEP IRA. So I am a self-employed person, and so I don't have a 401k through an employer that I can contribute to. I have to supply my own retirement accounts. So I opened a SEP IRA last year just because it seemed very simple. It's basically as easy as opening a Roth IRA. Not too much goes into it. You don't have to file things with the IRS with it. It's basically just like a Roth IRA. Well, you do have to say what you contributed to it. So like with a Roth, you don't, but you know what I mean? You don't have to like file any paperwork for it or anything. It's pretty simple. But with a SEP IRA, your contributions that you can do to it tend to be the lowest of any retirement accounts because you can only contribute, don't quote me on this, but it's like 25% of your net earnings as a business owner. So that is after deductions, expenses, and your SEP IRA contributions also lower the total amount that you can contribute to your SEP IRA. It's like a circular calculation. So yeah, basically I worked out that I could only contribute like $10,000 to $13,000 a year, depending on my deductions and expenses and stuff. That's kind of my cap. Whereas with a 401k, you can contribute up to $23,000 a year as an employee. So I'm basically missing out on like at least $10,000 that I could be sheltering from tax. So with this latest raise, I was already, so when I was making $75,000 a year, I was already running out of that tax advantage space. So right now I have an HSA that I contribute $4,150 a year. That's the limit. I have my Roth IRA, so that's a $7,000 limit. And then I have my SEP IRA. Like I said, it's about $10,000 to $13,000 limit for me. So I was already maxing all of those out, and I am about to max out my limit for my SEP IRA like next month. I would have to switch to just contributing to a taxable brokerage for the rest of the year. And I'm very certain that I will be investing at least $20,000 more the rest of the year. So I really want to take advantage of any more tax sheltering that I can, because if I don't, then I pretty much have to pay all of the taxes on this raise, and it increases my gross income, my adjusted gross income that I report to healthcare.gov. So I'm on a marketplace health insurance plan because I'm self-employed, so I have to provide my own health insurance. So I'm on a marketplace plan, and they give you monthly credits if you're under a certain gross income level. So right now I'm getting like a $100 credit monthly. So I'm saving money on my health insurance. But this raise, since I can't shelter any of it from taxes, it's all taxable income, that I redid the calculations in healthcare.gov, and my health insurance would be going up to like $330 something a month instead of $280. And it would be raising my taxable income as well as my self-employment taxes. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I'm still making a little bit more, but it's really not as much of a raise as it should feel. So I've been doing my research. As a self-employed person, I have the option to open a solo 401k. The reason I didn't was just because, like I said, opening a SEP IRA was so simple. And when I looked into this last year, when I was first learning about investing and budgeting and everything, a solo 401k just sounded so complicated. Like you have to file for an EIN, employment identification number, I think is what that stands for. But like I just file as a sole proprietor under my social. So like I'm not, an established business or whatever. It just kind of like freaked me out. I didn't want to have to talk to anyone. I also didn't expect to run into this problem where I ran out. Like I didn't know that I would be investing this much this year. This is all new for me. I'm learning as I go. So yeah, I just did not. I thought the SEP IRA would be enough. When I calculated my limit last year, when I opened the SEP IRA, I was like, oh my gosh, $10,000 a limit. Like that's way more than I would need, So things have changed. So I definitely think opening a solo 401k would be like a no-brainer, because as a business owner with a solo 401k, you can contribute as the employee and the employer, which means I can contribute up to the $23,000 as an employee, plus I can make employer contributions, which I believe are pretty similar to the SEP IRA limit. So it's like 25% of your net earnings. So basically over $30,000 I could contribute to that account versus like the $10,000 to $13,000 that I can contribute to my SEP IRA currently. And when I do that, if I did that, which I definitely plan on doing that if I open a solo 401k this year, if I did that, it would lower my taxable income for federal income tax. It doesn't do anything for self-employment tax. So if you're unfamiliar with self-employment, you have to pay a 15.3% self-employment tax as well as federal income tax, as well as any state income tax, which Tennessee does not have state. So I just pay the self-employment tax and then the federal like individual income tax. So contributing to the solo 401k wouldn't lower that, 15.3% number, but it would lower my individual tax return amount by a ton, like $2,000 or $3,000. It would lower it if I contribute the $23,000 to the employee side of a solo 401k, as well as since I'm on that marketplace plan that gives credits based on your adjusted gross income, that those contributions to a solo 401k would lower that gross income, and it would lower it to an amount for me that I would get a way higher tax credit for my health insurance, to the point where my health insurance would be like under $100 a month instead of me paying $330 with this current pay. It would lower it. So I would be saving another like $3,000 to $4,000 on health insurance, depending on my end of year tax return. So all in all, this would be about $5,000 or $6,000 in savings if I switched to a solo 401k and contributed to that. So it just seems like a no-brainer. However, the catch is I already have the SEP IRA and I have already contributed to it as like in the current tax year of 2024. And as a self-employed person with the specific SEP IRA that I have with Vanguard, you are not allowed, the IRS does not allow you to have two different employer-sponsored plans under the same business and contribute to both of them in the same tax year. So I would have to wait until 2025 to contribute to a solo 401k since I already contributed to a SEP IRA this year. So I did my research and I also called Vanguard and Fidelity. I don't have any accounts with Fidelity, but I just wanted to see if what Vanguard was telling me made sense and if Fidelity could like do anything else. And they said the same thing as Vanguard. So basically my only options are to wait until 2025 to do the solo 401k, or I would have to request a removal of excess contributions from my SEP, which is, they penalize you for that. So I think it's a 10% penalty on the gains that your contributions made during the current tax year. So I've contributed a little over $5,000 this year to my SEP IRA so far. So any gains that $5,000 makes or has made, I would have to pay a 10% penalty on that. So let's say they've made, $200 in gains, I would have to pay a $20 penalty. So if you compare, that number to like potentially $6,000 in savings at the end of the year, I don't mind paying that penalty at all. And I'm like 80 to 90% sure that I understand and that I could file that paperwork myself and take care of that at tax time, report what I did and everything. But I think it would be better if I had a little bit of professional help just to make sure that I am compliant with everything, because the IRS has pretty harsh penalties with like retirement accounts and business owners and solo 401ks and everything. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything perfectly and that my math is mathing. I just want to make sure that I am correct and doing everything. So I am going to hire professional tax help when I get back to Tennessee. So sometime hopefully in the first couple of weeks in May, I already reached out to a tax person where I live in Tennessee. And he got back to me and told me like, yes, we can totally help you with that situation. However, like it's tax time, lady. Like we're really busy right now, so we can't help you right now, but we can help you come, the end of April. So I was like, that's perfect. I'm out of town anyway. So can we set something up for May? And I haven't heard back from him yet. I'm sure, he's very busy. Like tax day is literally Monday. So I'm sure they are absolutely swamped and like can't help me at the moment. But hopefully I hear back from him sometime next week confirming an appointment. And yeah, I am just like so stoked if I could do that, if I can switch to a solo 401k and be able to shelter all of that money from taxes this year. Oh, that would just be amazing. And then moving forward as well, like that is so much better having that $23,000 employee side and then whatever, like 10 to 13 grand at least on the employer side to contribute. Like, yeah, life-changing. So that's what's going on there. So that's why I'm not currently like investing this $900. So this available amount in this retirement category is going to keep building up through this month. And then hopefully in May sometime, I will have my solo 401k opened and be contributing to that. So I could like invest it in my taxable brokerage while I wait, but I just don't really see the point in that because I'm like 99% positive that I will be opening that solo 401k next month. So like, yeah, probably within the next 30 days, I'm hoping I can get a consultation with the tax guy as soon as I get back. And I've heard that opening a solo 401k like is pretty quick. It's a bit of paperwork, but as far as opening the account, it's pretty quick. So I just don't see the need to keep this anywhere besides just my high yield savings account right now, where I can get guaranteed returns on it while I wait. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope that was interesting to at least some of you. And yeah, I'm not sure if I will be giving any further budget updates the rest of this month, just because I don't really have that much to share. Like my money is all budgeted out and I'm basically going to just be finishing out my next month fund, getting that back to up to $2,500, putting my $350 a week towards retirement, and then the rest is going into, taxes, and then the rest is going into retirement. So there really won't be much to talk about except for maybe like how much I'm spending in Oregon, but I can just talk about that at the end of the month. So yeah, not sure when the next time is that I see you, but like I will definitely be back in May. And also if I get any updates about the solo 401k, I can talk about that. But otherwise, I hope you have an amazing April, and I hope you have a good rest of your day and your weekend. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. All right. Bye, guys.